Good afternoon, one and all present here. Myself, Dr. P. Janagaratnam, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, SNS College of Technology. Today, I am going to discuss about the new topics which is related to the introduction to mechanisms and machines. First of all, what is mean by mechanisms? So, if we are taking one single machines, but it is a single machine, but combinations of different mechanisms are incorporated into that machine. For example, we have to take that lathe. Lathe, we have to use that lead screw. What is the purpose of using lead screw? Which will convert the rotary motion into linear motion. So this kind of different kind of mechanisms are incorporated in the machines. Today, I am elaborately discussed about the what are all the types of mechanisms and machines are used in our real mechanical field. Okay, so this is the general mechanisms and machines. What are all the basic examples of mechanism means slider crank mechanism, four bar mechanism. So n number of mechanisms are there. Machine means what kind of manufacturing we have to done in our mechanical engineering means we have to convert the raw material into finished goods with the help of any of the mechanical machineries like drilling machine, lathe, CNC. So different types of machines are. So first of all, what is mean by mechanisms? So mechanism is nothing but we have to use some of the mechanism to transmit either motion or power, so or energy. So this is the general term mechanism. So an assembly of moving parts designed to transmit motion in a predetermined way. So and we are applying the lower force to attain the highest force. And what are the basic examples? Everyday example means pencil and sharpeners, camera shutters, and analog clocks are the perfect illustrations of different mechanisms we have to use in our day-to-day life. So then what is machine? A device designed to help to work by transmitting and modifying the mechanical energy. The one form of mechanical energy is converted into another form of energy by using any one kind of mechanisms. So incorporates mechanisms but also produce significant forces. We have to use the small forces to attain the maximum energy and capable of generating the substantial power to perform the task. So examples like bicycles, chainsaws, hammers, this and all are the different examples for of day-to-day life usage. So we have to select the rigid body means it combines both the mechanisms and machines. Once we have to combine any kind of rigid bodies that can be combined with both the machines as well as the mechanism. Basic concept of force and work, F is equal to ma. This is the according to the Newton's second law, mass into acceleration, which means the work force into distance, energy transferred by a force, that is called m into a. This is the general term we have to studied about the engineering mechanics and different types of mechanical properties. We have to use this basic relation. So six classic examples of simple machines like lever, pulley, wheel and axle, inclined plane, screw and gear. So these all are the simple classic machines that can be used to transfer the energy or transmit the power from one form of energy into another form of energy. For example, a lever effectively utilizes a fulcrum to multiply the mechanical force, making the heavy lifting of much easier. So it can be lifting purpose. Okay, it can be used the small amount of force to lift the heavy component or some other vehicle. So types of mechanisms, like there are basic three types. First one is for completely constrained, which is the movement limited to a single definite direction, and another one is for incompletely constrained, which means movable possible in multiple directions, and successfully constrained, motion restricted by the external factors or additional means. So this is the common types of joints like revolute joints, prismatic joints, sliding joint, high. These and all are the different types of joints are used in our mechanisms. So this is the one of the slider crank mechanism which will run the entire IC engines, which is the simple real world examples like transforms the rotary motion into reciprocating motions. Like if the crank angle rotates, we can give the rotary motions, but it will the piston moves through the up and down movement, which will be converted into the linear motions. So this is the one kind of examples for the mechanisms. And this is the today's summary is what we have to design for efficiency foundation technology, and some of the kinematics mechanisms machines, and what are the basics things we have to discuss in our day-to-day life and all discussed. So this is the general mind map. Today we are discussed about the mechanisms, machines, fundamental concepts like force is equal to mass into accelerations, and other simple machines, motions control. What different types of joints are discussed, and some kind of mechanisms we have to discuss like as slider mechanism. From that, we have to frame the two assessment questions. Which of the following is presented as a typical example of a mechanism? Is we have to discuss bicycle and chains and camera, all the machines. So the question asked, it is the machines. A analog clock is a mechanism. And according to the fundamental laws mentioned, the machine simplify work by the manipulating which physical quantity, which can be calculated force, which is equal to mass into accelerations. So these are the some of the reference we have to follow to make the notes for the mechanics and mechanisms. Thank you. In our next video series, I have to discuss about the one more interesting topics which is related to the mechanisms or machines. Thank you.